Get ready, Staten Island.
The Ferry Hawks are back at SIUH Community Park July 7th to the 12th for a 6-game series against the High Point Rockers. Tonight, first pitch is at 6:30. It's Thirsty Thursday with $5 Bud and Bud Light drafts. Friday, July 10th, first pitch is at 7 p.m. May the Force be with you on Star Wars Night with post-game kids glow around the bases with special lightsaber training packs.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.
Listen, all you New Yorkers.
Excuse me.
Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
You know what? We're going to now go to you, the tired majority who have been calling in. The phone lines are ringing. The board is lit up. So we're going to go to a couple of you, the tired majority, who have had enough of the division in this country. Like I said, the phone lines are lit up right now. So let's go to some of those calls.
Michael, if you were advising President Trump nowadays on the Iranian war, how would you advise him to handle the negotiators that agree to a settlement, ceasefire, and then they ignore it?
Yeah. So that, by the way, is Mike from St. James. And look, very few people can actually guide Trump on what he wants to do and what he thinks is right. I happen to agree with him. It's one of the things that caused me the problems with the far left. When I turned around and said, I agree with what Trump... Iran must never possess a nuclear weapon. For Iran to possess a nuclear weapon would change the entire balance of power in the Middle East. It's not just Israel. It's Saudi Arabia, the Emiratis, Jordan, Qatar, Bahrain. I have friends in every one of those countries, very close friends for more than 20, 30 years. So yeah, I'm worried about them. I believe that Trump should continue to do what he is doing. I believe the only way to deal with people like the Ayatollah Khamenei is to turn around and to continue to drop the bombs on their head until they start to act in a normal way, something that no president before. 47 years, they're doing the same thing. 47 years. Well, maybe they, there's an old expression, be careful when you knock on the door of the devil. Sometimes he may answer. Well, they want to call the United States of America the devil? No problem. Keep knocking on our door. Now we have Sandra from New Jersey. Sandra, go ahead.
Michael Cohen, I am so happy that you and Donald Trump made up. If it's okay with Trump, it's certainly okay with me. And thanks to both of you, I decided to rekindle an old friendship that went sour. I thought about it, and I thought about all the times that were good. So maybe a couple of not good moments mean it's time to make up. And I used you and Donald Trump as the perfect example. And your show on day one is awesome. And I can't wait to hear you again next week. I'm very proud of you and Donald Trump. You made up, and that's a good thing.
Well, look, Trump and I still have some work to do, but thanks there, Mom. I'm just joking, not Mom. Sandra, I really do appreciate you. One of the things that I said in my introduction is that I truly hope that when you know, does for more people what it's done for you, to rekindle relationships, because there is nothing more important than relationships, especially old relationships between family and friends. Obviously family, right? How many families do you know that have been broken apart because of political division? And what I hope is here on this show that we can have some common sense truth telling, that we can have conversations. So look, I appreciate you. Now, by the way, she was actually one of my very, very first supporters on my Mea Culpa podcast. I'm talking about Cheyenne. I call her Shy Fly from Maui. Go ahead, Cheyenne. What's on your mind?
Yes. Hello, Michael. Thank you for taking my call, my question. I was wondering, with Graham Platner dropping out of the Senate race in Maine, how do you think the Democrats have as good of a chance, or do you think Susan Collins has the advantage now? I'd love your thoughts on this. Thank you very much, and congratulations on the new show.
Thank you, Shy Fly. Let me be clear. I think Susan Collins, unfortunately, always had the advantage there. But Graham Platner is actually, and I said it on John Katz's show, Katz and Company, the Round Table, I said it a while ago. I am walking away, which I did, from the Democratic Party because of the way that the Democrats have embraced an individual like Graham Platner. And I say that because, as a Jew, the fact that he has a Nazi tattoo on his chest, my father being a Holocaust survivor, I find it beyond reprehensible that people like Bernie Sanders, AOC, and others in the Democratic Party were literally lifting this man's hand in the air as if he's the next coming of the Lord and that he is who the Democrats see themselves. I don't see myself, any aspect of myself, in somebody like Graham Platner, and anybody that, in my opinion, goes ahead and embraces this maniac, this animal. I want absolutely nothing to do with them. Not today, not tomorrow, and not ever. My fellow Americans, if you think you know politics, think again. I'm Michael Cohen, and every week on When You Know, we're pulling back the curtain on power, politics, media, and the people making headlines. On my new WABC radio show, you'll hear conversations from names that you know. People like Jerry Falwell Jr., Anthony Scaramucci, Alan Dershowitz, and many, many more. Maybe, just maybe, we'll even hear from the president. No scripts, no spin, just real conversations with people who were in the room where it happened. And trust me, we've got some very big surprises coming. Look, I've spent years at the center of politics, controversy, and power. I know the players, I know the stories, and now I'm bringing you inside. When You Know, Sundays at 5 p.m. on WABC Radio, and When You Know Unleashed, wherever you get your podcasts. Because with me, you never know who's going to show up.